Hey guys, it's Luke and it is a crisp morning. It has been raining here in Adelaide pretty much all week. So I thought, what better time than to check out Adelaide's most accessible waterfall, and maybe even waterfalls, depending on how we go. So we are here at the Morialta Conservation Park, where we will just go for an easy walk to begin with. Obviously, we are here where it says where we are. So the most accessible trail leads us to the bottom here of First Falls. So that'll be our first trip, depending on how we go with that, which should be easy. It's only less than a kilometer and pretty virtually flat. I mean, people with strollers and wheelchairs can do it, so I'm assuming I can too. And then, if we're good with that, we'll then head back up and then we'll check out the top of First Falls. And then maybe from that, because that is quite an elevation after that, we might even check out Second Falls. So as I said, Morialta First Falls, walk is easy, less than a kilometer, 850 meters in that direction. So this is actually my third attempt at coming here. I came during a public holiday. Every car park was full. Now there's like 4 or 5 different car parks here. There's like one right down the bottom where there's like a playground, a reserve area. All those car parks full, street parking full, like not a chance. And then I came on a Saturday, like in the middle of a Saturday, and so yeah, again, pretty much everyone decided, have a picnic, come for a walk. And then I thought, well, when I'm in other countries or elsewhere around the world, I always wake up really early to go to their national parks or conservation parks. Why not do the same here? And well, it paid off. And there are 2 sounds that I like most in the world. No, they're not the sound of a switchblade and a motorbike. The first of them is waterfalls or just running water in general, the sound of just water in motion. The other second favorite being the white or quite a brownish noise that you get from an aeroplane engine when you're up in the air. Just that constant drone just relaxes me for some reason, but no more than the sound of running water. Or just general water in motion, the sound of rain hitting a roof, water off a waterfall, streaming down a river. Just that constant sound just relaxes me, and already just hearing it getting out of the car just put me to peace so much. So good. So when we get to the waterfall, we'll just leave the camera running for a bit just to enjoy that sound. And you come to a section of the walk where you can either continue the accessible and relatively flat way or head a little more treacherous path. If you guys know me, I like complaining about it, but I would take the windy and treacherous path any day. I think complaining is just my release of both disappointment and excitement. Disappointment about how much I've let myself go, and excitement that I'm actually out doing something. So yeah, because stairs. Creek bed below. Really nice short windy path just for something different, which then just on the other side connects back to the main path. If you have kids, I guess it's a cool little fun way of letting them feel like they're exploring but still sticking to the main path. You'll probably see I'm actually walking in cons. In some of my past exploration videos you would have seen my other pair of cons. Sad that they don't make these ones anymore. They were literally the best. Sadly, my other pair on the inside, the fabric is split on the heel part, and so it just rubs and makes blisters, so I'm going to have to get those repaired before I can wear them again, because even just a short walk, it's rub, 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 and I'm in pain after like 15 minutes. It is horrible. But these ones, super squishy, as you can see, so they're chunky on the bottom, grippy as well, give that bit of extra comfort for walking and hiking and that sort of thing. So Converse, please make them again. I'm putting it out there in the universe. These shoes are amazing. I love them so much. The sun is peeking over the canyon. I love that. The juxtaposition of the shadows in the canyon and the sun as it slowly makes its way inside. Oh, it is ahead. It is ahead. Oh, when you can see it from here. Wow. Okay. Welcome to Adelaide's most accessible waterfall. That wind is from the water. That is epic. from that waterfall. Amazing. Wow. Time to go for a bit of a hike and see the waterfall from up there. And so that's the beaten path over the other side of the river that we took on the way to the falls. On the other side, you come across this little fork in the road. Which takes you to the top of First Falls. And me being a glutton for punishment, well, that's just what I'm gonna do. As you can see, the path definitely isn't as flat or accessible as the one down there. As we begin our trek up to the top of First Falls. And this path itself has its own little stream alongside. A peaceful little babbling brook. Bubbling brook. And so that's the trail that leads up to Third Falls, to be determined, but for now we head to the right and keep on walking. Not as steep as that, but we're still on an uphill trajectory through this luscious green Australian bush. And I spoke too soon. Okie dokie. Every time, you know, if it's a small amount of stairs, it's just Gollum, up, up, up the stairs. But if it's something long and treacherous like this, oh, for me anyway, gosh, I am so unfit. It's generally the walking theme, or the, I think it's called Jack FM from Lost, is always playing in my head. Yeah, but it feels good to be out. Boom, ba-da-dum, boom, ba-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, ba-da-dum, boom, ba-da-dum, ba-dum, boom. And as we reach the midway point, well, at least the top of this incline, we're greeted not only by the sun, but a bench. Alright, I had to sit down. Not only was I tired, I was actually starting to get really demoralized, demotivated. I just started thinking back to when I finished my program in Florida and I was traveling around doing the national parks, you know, Zion, Cathedral Rock, Arches with Simon, and just how easily I was able to do it then. And to think a hill like that almost killed me, basically. Well, I mean, I'm not really sweating that much as I was say probably 10 years ago, or even as far as 5 or 6 years ago. The sun's come out to say hello in a gentle sprinkle, a sun shower. That is so amazing. Well, we know what the waterfall looks like from the bottom. Time to switch glasses because the sun is actually starting to bother me. It's time to continue that way and see the waterfall from the top. Wow, that cliff face in person almost just looks like a painting. But as we come to the top here, we reach Eagle's Nest Lookout and get our first glimpse of the waterfall from above. Let's have a look. Wow. That's where we'll be in a few moments' time, looking directly down onto that waterfall. That's where we were standing before when we were filming it. And the sun still is yet to reach into that intimate cavern. Alrighty. Well, let's continue on. We're doing it. We're becoming mighty. I was starting to feel a little sad before that I wasn't seeing any wildlife, but there we go. That definitely makes up for it. Gorgeous kangaroo there. No koalas though, which is kind of odd. I usually see at least one koala when I'm here at Morialta, although it has been over a year since I was last here. But they're usually a guarantee, but there we go. You saw a kangaroo. Alright. And here we are. See, problem with going downstairs in a place like this is, you know, you're going to go upstairs again. Complaining with Luke, the complete vlog series. Alright, so let's have a quick look over here first. Not much of a view of the waterfall, but the valley, or the canyon. I think it's a valley. Canyons don't have an opening, but valleys do. I'm not too sure what the difference between a valley and a canyon is. If you know, let me know in the comments below. But that is just spectacular and gorgeous and very puddly. Alright, now let's go have a look at these waterfalls. Nice. Yeah, kind of grippy. Pretty good. 6.5 out of 10 for confidence that I'm not going to slip and fall on my butt. pretty sure my confidence will improve going upwards instead of down. I spoke too soon. Oh, that's my coccyx. Okay, I now take that 6.5 to a 4. And the sad thing is, I was even holding the handrail. Come on. Oh, glad I got that on camera. I was foiled by the foilage. Now I realize why they call it foilage. See, hand on the handrail. Come on, people. I was doing the right thing, and still, I slipped. You stay there, foilage. Foilage. I now have a new nemesis. Foilage. Ah, as if my coccyx wasn't hurting enough already. There we go. That was fun, actually. All right, here we go. They couldn't like at least put like a stair in here or something. Now I'm, oh my goodness, I'm scared. Here we go. Actually, that's even more. How is this more grippy than that? Maybe because of the angle. Physics, man. Physics is weird. Almost again. There we go. All right. New nemesis. I hate you. All right, let's have a look at the top of the first falls. The last time I was up here, I want to say, was probably in the summer of 2003. Yeah, the summer of 2003. Back then, we used to actually drive cars. I don't know, something like that. I'm old. This was dry. Back then, liability wasn't that big of an issue, so, you know, you could pretty much climb everywhere. Nothing was really fenced off. And we would just sit down there, hang out, just climb the rocks and have a good time. Not worrying about, you know, what would happen if one of us would happen to, yeah. But those were different times. Yes, much more peaceful, calm times. You didn't have these ring-a-ma-ding phones. In fact, at the time, one of my jobs, we'd sell mobile phones. It was at a convenience store called Quicks. Yes, Quicks. Who remembers Quicks? Kind of like a 7-Eleven. Actually, it was owned kind of by the same people that owned some 7-Elevens, I think, at the time. Or something like that. Either that or they were like a major competitor. But anyway, back to the story. Phones. My manager there at the time said texting will never take off. People want to talk to people. Hello. How wrong he was. How wrong. I used to think it was Dick Smith, but it wasn't Dick Smith, because at that time, like iPhone, when I was working at Dick Smith, like iPhones and everything were big. I actually remember now. I can't remember his name, but he had a goatee. He was kind of hefty like me. Imagine me, but with a goatee instead. That's what I kind of remember him looking like. And yeah, he just said, you know, this texting thing will never take off. But anyway, that just reminds me of a simpler time when you would never have signs like this. We would just, as you can see, look, if there's a path, we would follow that path and play on the rocks. I mean, see, look, there's even another desire path on the other side there. Yeah, like, what the heck? If I want to fall off a cliff, let me fall off a cliff. It's maybe their concern, but it's my responsibility. And that concludes my old man rant for this video. I think I need to at least have one in every video now. I don't know. It's a thing. It's a pattern. It's slightly concerning. All right, so back up my arch nemesis. Holding onto the handrail. Ah, that was crazy. Yeah, so much better walking up than down. And then on to the second falls hike. And from my new nemesis to my old nemesis. I now have nemesis. Oh gosh. Ah, pretty. Oh gosh. All right, let's go. Friends that have gone on adventures with me can probably attest to the fact that whenever I'm out and about, I always rush. Whether, you know, be walking at a fast pace, whether it be eating or anything like that, I'm always doing it just so quickly as if there's no time to spare. Just days like today, I have to continually remind myself, this is pretty much what I've set out to do today. There's no rushing. Enjoy what there is here to enjoy. This is my day. Yeah, Simon, Marcus, Tucker, especially in all those vlogs, I'm always rushing from one thing to another, rushing through the meal to get to the next thing. Just trying to get it in my head that not everything needs to be rushed is quite difficult. So even when I'm out here in nature, it's still in the back of my mind, Luke, you really got to get this done so you can go home. I'm like, to what? This is what I'm here to do. Like, this is my day. Just, you know, at work, always rush to get from one task to the next task as well. And that really drains me, especially the transition between one task to the other. So, yeah, not a very conducive environment for me, but I have a job in this current climate, and that I'm just so grateful for. And being able to be in a place like this, 20-ish minutes from where I live, is incredible. And just to take the time to enjoy being here. So now, weekends will be for adventuring in my backyard here in South Australia. And what better way to start than a walk in Adelaide's most accessible waterfall hike, as well as the other trails that lead off to the other falls. Give you guys some idea of what's around, as well as join me on my adventures, give me an excuse to go out on weekends and just declutter the old filing system It is such a spectacular and peaceful walk. Well, it seems as though the rain clouds have decided to come in and join us for a bit. Thankfully, we have got some shelter in this ravine. See, now I'm calling it a ravine. Ravine, valley, canyon. I think on maps it's called a valley. So, I don't know, probably should stick to whatever the locals call it. Which, I don't know what that is, because if I try and look it up, let's see, do I have? I've got one bar of reception. Doesn't say. It says Creek. Morialta Falls car park. Gorge. There we go. It's called a gorge. There's another one for you. Gorge. Canyon, valley, ravine, gorge. Alright. And what a gorge. Also got like Alligator Gorge. What's the other gorge? Well, gorge. What's the other one that's up north near? Is it Peary? Jermaine's Gorge or something? I don't know. I am just babbling now. I apologize. I don't know. I have hardly any reception. My maps aren't loading. And it's starting to rain. Fun. Thankfully, I have a hat. And that's all I really care about when it's raining. I love the rain. As long as I have a hat, keep the rain off my glasses, I'm a happy chappy. So good. Still no koalas and just that one kangaroo so far though. Yeah, no, not for me. Not yet. Although being born with hip dysplasia, that having one leg slightly longer than the other, yeah, jogging, running, even at times walking is very, very uncomfortable. Which is why I prefer bike riding. No impact, still get that cardio in. It just reminds me of that time at Mount Lofty. Oh man, that was a while ago now too. I could do Waterfall Gully. Although, see, a gully. What's it? Gully, ravine, valley, gorge, canyon. There we go, got another one added to the list. Gully. So many ways to say dip in the land. It's crazy. Alright. I think, yes. The sound of rushing water is getting louder, so I'm pretty sure we're getting closer and closer to where we actually were intending to be. Alright. And so, just off the path onto the link trail here. Been told by some other hikers it's definitely worth the detour to just have a look at the falls from here, and boy were they right. Holy moly. Oh. Are you kidding me? That is gorgeous. I'm gonna just undo everything that I did and keep walking down the link trail and see if there's actually a good view from down there, because that is one gorgeous waterfall. And when I say undo everything that I just did, yeah, okay. Big boy pants on, let's do it. Coming down that trail, it was hell. I fell again. Only to be met with this. So there is a trail that leads you nicely to probably one of the best views of Second Falls. But because we live in such a nanny state where I skimmed my knee, I'm going to sue. What an anticlimax. I am a law-abiding citizen. Especially if I capture on video. It's right there. Literally right there. When I was just a few steps up, I could see the waterfall. And the viewing is like right through those rocks there. So it is a trail. It's just not an authorized trail. Do we even try and go to Third Falls? That's put me in such a mood. Wow, Luke. Like that's a gorgeous waterfall. That would look nice from the bottom, but we can't see it from the bottom because, well, I don't know. Somebody randomly decided it wasn't safe to do so. So, I hate you sign. Right there. Literally. You can see it. Ah. Oh well. Hi-ho. And we've finally made it to where the two paths again meet. Definitely can hear a lot more people chatter. So it's definitely gotten busy in the last, what is it now? Let me check my phone. Alright, so it's 12:20. We got here at 8 o'clock, so that's been, wow, okay. Good 4 hours walking around here at Morialta. A couple of disappointments, but overall, really nice to get out. Now with all that downhill walking, I've actually decided, because there is actually something else that I want to see up Norton Summit Way, I'll leave it for another day. I'll include it in another vlog. Third Falls. And in the Norton Summit Way. Just need to see if what I think was there when I drove past the other week is actually something that is accessible to the public. But yes, definitely a lot more people walking these trails now. It's gotten closer to lunchtime, everyone's out of bed. Yeah, definitely came at a good time, and I'm pretty sure the car park is chockers. Well, if you've gotten this, wow, face, red face, ooh, I'm actually quite hot after all that walking. Well, if you've come this far in the video, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for joining me on my meander through Morialta Conservation Park. And thank you for putting up with my little old man rants. here and there. As I said previously, these vlogs are going to be a little bit more laid back for the time being, as I just go out and adventure. And just get used to, again, being in front of the camera and getting in the routine of, going out, adventuring on the weekends, or at least doing something on the weekends instead of being a shut-in and a homebody. So until next time, I hope you guys stay well, life treats you kind, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, au revoir.